play that video.
For the first time ever, a former U.S. president is now a convicted felon found guilty by a jury of his peers of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. Some questions that some of you might have. Can a convicted felon run for president? The answer is yes. Can a convicted felon serve as president? The answer is yes. Can a convicted felon vote for himself or herself for president? The answer is it depends on the state, but in Florida, where Donald Trump lives, former President Trump.
Y'all hear this? What's going on, everybody? Pound the like button on your way in. I'm here to give you the truth behind the Donald Trump conviction, right? For those who've been pretty much living under a rock, in case you don't know, former President Donald Trump has been convicted of 34 charges of, I would say they're just white collar crimes that they're calling felonies, shady business practices such as falsifying information, forging the books, cooking the numbers, things like that. But as you just heard, he can still run for president. He can still, vote for himself as a felon, which is, I don't know why we're just finding this out in this country. But what I see taking place is a script. It seems to be scripted. And we all just being played like puppets. And some are probably wondering, what is this script for? What are they trying to do right now? They're trying to set the stage for a dystopia future in America, where criminals or inmates are running the asylum. Literally, inmates running the asylum. And there's a lot of irony in all of this because the so-called black community are now aligning themselves with Donald Trump, rallying behind him based on the fact that he's been criminalized. And that shows you what their goal is to do when it comes to our community, right? You can go ahead and continue playing.
Trump lives, they tend to defer to the state where the conviction takes place, and that is New York, and felons are able to vote in New York if they are out of prison. So those are some of the questions. Now I have questions, and Karen, let me start with you, which is, what exactly is going on in that courthouse right now? We know sentencing is going to be July 11th, which just happens to be within a week of the beginning of the Republican National Convention for the...
Wow, so now they're talking about sentencing will be going on in about a week from now. And how many of y'all, by show of ones, believe that Donald Trump will be in jail, be incarcerated, actually sentenced to serve time? By show of twos, y'all believe, nah, this is a no-go. I see those twos already. Make sure y'all interactive. Yeah, a lot of people saying no. Right, I agree with y'all. It's all charades and smoke and mirrors. You're looking at a lot of things about to happen. See, because if America elects a so-called felon, a so-called criminal, what does that mean for America? Which, you know, so far Trump is winning. And I also want to point out that they're making it seem like we only have two selections, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Y'all notice that? Last time I checked, you got multiple parties that can run for president. It's like it's keeping you in a bubble. It's keeping us divided when you could just choose another candidate, brothers and sisters, or you can choose the Most High. You already know how I feel about politics. I'm not choosing one side or another. They're both being funded by lobbyists, and they both have. All of them are criminals. Let's just call a spade a spade. The American government is corrupted. All of it. A lot of y'all got to understand, BlackRock, they own the music industry. They also have a lot of government ties. It's all satanic, it's all demonic. But anyway, Let's
for
proceed.
those keeping tabs on the overlap of this case and the political realities in which we live. What are they doing right now? Are the jurors getting out of Dodge?
If you've been in an accident.
Yep, somebody said it. It's two wings of the same bird.
Something on the screen saying something about no bail, and I know that just meant like they weren't even thinking about requiring the president to need to put a bail or anything like that. He is a free man, of course. But tell us about what's going on behind the scenes.
So there's a couple things going on behind the scenes.
So now, when the last time somebody got charged with 34 felonies and there's no talk of bail being bailed out of jail, bail money? Since when? Do you hear how they insult the intelligence of the American citizens time and time again? Listen, I don't care what nobody say. Donald Trump is just a stage playing puppet, just like the rest of them. You know, he's playing his role. He's doing what he's doing. And it doesn't even make sense. This is called ideological subversion. When they give you things on a TV that don't make no logical damn sense, and you receive it. You take it as truth. Let me tell y'all, man, for everybody watch this platform, I'm gonna keep you informed on a lot of things, right? But something I gotta tell y'all about the news media, and I've said this before, everything that's aired has an agenda. All of it. Don't believe nothing the news talking about. It's all lies. All of it. It's all a script. All right, let's go.
Now, first of all, security. There's a whole security protocol that is making sure that everybody, including Trump supporters, are behaving, and including people who wanted the former president convicted, that there is going to be calm and that everybody is okay. So that's going on. The jurors are also being protected and their anonymity is being protected. So they're going to continue to be driven back home, taken back to the place that they essentially came from.
Now, why are the jurors so exclusive? Why do they have anonymity? Why are they being protected? Why are their identities being shielded and hid? Think about this, y'all. It's all a show. It's literally a Hollywood screenplay. And they're just carrying it out for the public because they all have an agenda. All right.
So that they can remain anonymous as long as they choose to. One more.
Now, since when have jurors had the option to remain anonymous like that? In a court case that's supposed to be public record. Do that make any sense to y'all? This is what they telling the public. That you can't even look up who the jurors are. It's fake. This is called a proxy. A media psychological proxy on the public because they want to criminalize the politicians who already are criminals, but they're just telling you. They're bringing it to the forefront, letting you know what's going on. Donald Trump is an actor. Joe Biden, an actor. All of them actors. They don't control the country. BlackRock control the country. The synagogues, and y'all know who those people are, they control the country. Matter of fact, other countries, they control the country because America is no longer a nation. It's more like a fallen business that everybody's trying to get stock in before it all collapses. That's what it looked like.
Thing just to also keep in mind, the gag order is still in effect, which I thought was really interesting that Todd Blanche didn't request Judge Merchan, now that the trial's over, now that the jury is excused, that the gag order be lifted, which means...
And just to remind people, sorry to interrupt, but the judge issued a gag order saying that Donald Trump could not talk publicly about the jurors or the witnesses or members of the family of the judge or the prosecution team.
All right, stop.
But
all right, so yeah, it has secret society written all over this one. I mean, it's a clean cut case right there. They put a gag order out there so Donald Trump can't even give the identity of the jurors. That's crazy in a court case. They're telling you what it is. It's a game that they're playing on the public. But you can go to the next video. Somebody said trust in the Heavenly Father. Absolutely. And so-called melanated folks, black folks, yeah, listen, anybody from any ethnic persuasion who are considered minorities, you got to understand that America don't give a damn about you, and neither does the politicians. They can care less of your well-being or your welfare. You got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps at the end of the day and start investing in your interests and electing your own leadership, and not don't elect an entertainer, a rapper, an actor, an actress. No, somebody who actually have the insight. We the only people who elect entertainers, right, to be our leadership and our spokesman for our people. That have to stop. All right, let's go.
This was
So this video that's playing right now is Donald Trump's response to being charged with 34 felonies.
disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. But the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here.
November 5th, isn't that election day? I think that may be election day. But he's basically saying that it's a rigged trial, and I agree, it is rigged. But it's not rigged far as, he's really been convicted. It's rigged against you and I. It's rigged for the public. It's not rigged because Donald Trump is at threat of going to prison and being incarcerated for several years. You're not going to see that. This is the same thing this is the same kind of game they running with P. Diddy. Keep giving y'all little breadcrumbs, right? Throwing stuff out there. Oh, Trump can go to jail. Oh, Diddy can go to... Listen, these are high-ranking Masonic puppets who are being used in the media to cause public confusion. They're playing two sides against each other. It's called the Hegelian dialect. And it's all to subvert the people that's in the middle, the people that's listening. All right. Here go Donald Trump's response.
We have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing, we didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the...
He said the whole country is being rigged right now. It is. And he's playing a part in it. He's not lying. The whole country is being rigged right now. They're telling you the truth. Everything on the media is a game. Rewind that a little bit, and and then play. Then you can play it.
Here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing, we didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end, and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation.
Yep. And they're playing in the whole Biden versus Trump thing for a reason. Listen, we're coming up on election time, and there are several candidates who are running for president. But the people who are getting the most mainstream media coverage, because that's how we choose our presidents. Make no mistake about it. The television is how people choose their president. It's how much they're pushed in the media. Now you got the world believing that their only option is Trump and Biden. And we seeing them go to war. This is a beef going on. This is like a rap beef. Here you got Trump and Biden. Biden allegedly is using his presidential power. This is what we're being told right now, that from Trump, that Biden is using his presidential power to forge or rig a court hearing. This is what we're hearing from a former president. So if a former president can say something like that, we know the capabilities of these people or the possibilities of what they can do. This is crazy. All right.
In decline, serious decline, millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over.
It's interesting, he said these people are coming from all over the place, hundreds and thousands of people.
Our country.
Mental institutions. I told y'all the inmates is running the asylum. They're really about to criminalize America. America is going to become a dystopia future where they're packing cities. And we were just talking about this because we just came from New York, right? And it's crowded there. I mean, it's immensely crowded. And we were talking about the migrant crisis. And we're all trying to figure out, like, what is the agenda behind this? And it should be evident and clear at this point that they want some type of purge to go on. If you cram people up in a confined space for too long, all hell is going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose. And, you know, I remember when Trump was in office, he was talking about building a wall to keep immigrants out. But the irony of that is the wall is to keep people in. And if he is elected, if he is put back in office, because it's still a possibility according to the news media, then he's going to finish that wall. And when he finishes that wall, guess what? Ain't no escape. That's the goal. Why y'all thinking y'all see bridges collapsing? Why y'all think y'all seeing all this happening where they're cutting off our means to travel? Tolls are everywhere. There's certain technology in these vehicles that got kill switches that can shut down, stop you from getting from one city to the next. Why do y'all think all this is happening? Listen, he's playing his role. Good guy versus bad guy. Anti-heroism is what they're using Trump for. And see, when you can see, you can see. You can't unsee. When the Most High give you discernment and the ability to view what's going on in the world, you can't unsee these type of things. And you can't fall back into the matrix and play their games and go out there and put your votes in, because all you're doing is agreeing with the system. You go vote for any of these people who are being pushed all through the media, you're showing the system that you are in agreement with them. And they're getting some type of census on you. You're signing up to be a part of the hive when you should be out there trying to come up with plans and contingency plans for you and your respective family. That's what should be happening. Let's go.
We have a country that's in big trouble, but this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
All right. They will fight for the Constitution. The Constitution is long gone. Anytime you got hoarders' rights, there's no Constitution. If you can have a state like New York that has rights for migrant hoarders, not hoarders, what is it called? Hoarders' rights? When they, what is it called? Squatters' rights. Pardon me, I said hoarders' rights. Squatters' rights. When somebody can really seize your home. You leave out, go out of town, you're not there for a while, they can literally seize your home, and you can't defend yourself. You can't Second Amendment these people, and the police gonna show up and say, hey, you left your home unoccupied. Constitution? There is no Constitution. And so when you hear stuff like that, man, that they're fighting for rights and all that, that's a lie. They already know that this thing is going downhill. Now, what I'm about to play next is Joe Biden's response to all of this. Because we played Trump, we played with the news media saying that Trump can still run. And I've heard analysts say that it's highly unlikely that the president would do any jail time. And we're talking about, I don't know who made these people specialists or analysts or whatever the case is, but it's all on the news, right? Now let's go to Donald Trump's response to all of this. Joe Biden, pardon me, I slip of the tongue. Joe Biden's response to all this.
And let's listen to what the president is saying here.
Good afternoon. Before I begin my remarks, I just want to say a few words about what happened yesterday in New York City. The American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed.
This is coming from a man who has a son by the name of Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden got caught red-handed with crack in the White House. Got computers with all kind of filth and debauchery, crack pipes all in the videos. I mean, he running around with crack. The white boy is on crack. He not even doing cocaine like most, people who got money. He on crack and acid and PCP. I mean, all these trials they had, and this is coming from Sleepy Joe talking about this goes to show nobody's above the law. Your son smoking crack in the White House and not going to jail. Anyway, let's go, man. This is crazy.
Donald Trump was given every opportunity to defend himself. It was a state case, not a federal case. And it was heard by a jury of 12 citizens, 12 Americans, 12 people like you, like millions of Americans who served on juries.
So, if that's true, ladies and gentlemen, why the hell the jurors are anonymous? Are y'all hearing this? For those who are fixated on the left, he just said they regular citizens like you and me, but they have anonymity. They have the right to remain anonymous in this court case. And I know some of y'all say, well, maybe they would have the right to remain anonymous because, Trump can still end up president and it could be retaliation on those people or whatever the case is. Nah, that's not the case. Because if it's a jury of our peers, there's protection that you can put in for those people to make sure that there's no retaliation other than, making them remain anonymous. And then telling the public they're just regular people. So we're just supposed to believe Joe Biden that these are regular citizens.
This jury is chosen the same way every jury in America is chosen. It was a process that Donald Trump's attorney was part of. The jury heard 5 weeks of evidence, 5 weeks. And after careful deliberation, the jury reached a unanimous verdict. They found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts. Now he'll be given the opportunity, as he should, to appeal that decision just like everyone else has that opportunity. That's how the American system of justice works. And it's reckless, it's dangerous, it's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict. Our justice system has endured for nearly 250 years. And
now, our justice system is done when P. Diddy can beat the out of Cassie on camera and not serve any time. Our justice system is rigged when Bill Cosby, on the other hand, can go to jail for something he did in the 60s, but P. Diddy is free from something he did 5-6 years ago. We know our justice system is trash when a hotel wasn't charged for hiding evidence, tampering with evidence, hiding the videos. We know our justice system is trash. We know it doesn't make sense. We know if you got money, you got diplomatic immunity. So that's why Trump ain't serving no jail time either, because he got the bread. You can't see somebody that connected going to jail. It's not happening. Our justice system is ran off of who got the clout, who got the money, who got the connections. It's just simple as that.
it literally is the cornerstone of America, our justice system. The justice system should be respected. We should never allow anyone to tear it down. It's as simple as that. That's America. That's who we are. That's who we'll always be, God willing.
But let's talk.
Joe Biden always sounds like he's going to collapse any second, but like he's basically defending the justice system. There's actually a scripture that talks about that their strength would be the law of justice, and I believe it's in the Apocrypha, the Wisdom of Solomon, that their strength would be the hand of justice, meaning they will be able to manipulate to fit their narratives. They'll be able to just change the justice system as they see fit. And laws change every single day, man. And I think y'all need to understand that this justice system ain't what it used to be in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution nowadays. But let's go ahead.
Talk now about what the president mentioned at the top. He commented on the verdict, the unanimous conviction of former President Trump.
Yeah, the president saying that, quote, the American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed yesterday with this decision. He emphasized that is how the U.S. system of justice works, and he went after the former president and some of his backers, saying that it is reckless to say that it is rigged. We want to get some perspective now from Kristen Holmes, who's been following the Trump trial and the Trump campaign very closely. Kristen, what did you hear from President Biden in regards to this verdict of Donald Trump and the way that Trump has responded to it?
Well, look, this was a very different speech than what we heard from Donald Trump. I understand that this was not all about Donald Trump, but Biden remained on message, and he said the things that Democrats wanted him to say and the people.
Yep. So as you can see, it's all political effery. I don't really care what the analysts got to say. We got to hear it from the horse's mouth. Listen, it's time for us as people to cast our votes to the Most High, do what we need to do. And as far as us and our homes, we serve the Creator. That's how we gotta be. A lot of y'all gotta understand that whoever's in that office really don't affect you as much as you believe. Some of y'all not even focusing on local government, meaning the mayor's office, the governor. Some of y'all not even going to the city council meetings to get them damn potholes fixed in your neighborhood or get the lights so the kids don't get ran over by cars. But we worried about these damn political puppets who being funded by lobbyists who don't give a fuck about you or me because they rich and they living different. We casting all our energy into that while we at the bottom scraping for pennies. That's what's going on in the country. But for those, like Malcolm X said, the future is for those who prepare for it. Those who are making moves, those who are thinking outside the box, and those who are focused on the Creator. Hey, the Holy Spirit will lead them in these last days. Anybody else gonna get caught up in the game, get caught up in the circus. All it's gonna be is you're gonna be to a point where you don't know how to move without the government. You'll have no freedoms because you believe all the lies they tell you. So now you're so invested in the system got control over you. Nothing you can do. Can't go where you want to go, can't do what you want to do. Stop falling for the games, man. It's time to wake up. I got more material coming. There'll be some video uploads and things of that nature. I'm on this road trip here on the way back home. But anyway, brothers and sisters, turn the post notification bell on so y'all can get these videos as they're being uploaded. I got more material coming. Thank y'all. Shalom and peace.